and they just got straight in there. So that's fair enough. That's fair enough. It was a quick and clean game from HWA last time around. So looking at the bans, well, we have some repeat visitors already. We can already see Annie being taken away. Jarvan already out there. There's the Lee Sin. Yeah. One more jungler to go. Aurelia also being picked out. Yeah, let's see whether they do actually let Pantheon sneak through.
I'd be intrigued to see if they do. I know Crimson favors it. I know Crimson's played it in the past. He was a debatably bit poor with his man drops because he basically used it every time it was off cooldown, and we had this kind of debate whether that was effective. And actually, in the meantime, Syndra taken away, and so that's a decision they made. They realized the only real performer from BPI in Game 1 was Leal on Syndra.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Leal was by far their strongest champion player. 8 kills, the only person that got remotely close to it. I think everyone else was like 1 and 2 at best. So what would BPI go with? What do they feel was something that counted them hard in the last game? It's hard to call because every lane did well.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Gnar. No, Zed. That does mean that Gnar is open. Fabulous is going to be sat there thinking, we have that they have that availability, and if we don't take it, he's got that mindset like we don't take it, they will. It is locked in. We're going to see Fabulous taking Gnar to the top lane, and no surprises there.
Oh, so Rittik's looking to counter. So Graves was a champion he played. It was back in the first match against Hard Random. We'll see if it gets locked in for him. Of course, we just saw Zeitnot having a fantastic game on that Graves in the last matchup. So it's not going to affect him too much because I feel he'll just switch to Corki and do just as well.
I think you're right. I think, as AD carries go, we do have, again, a bit of a top 3 is kind of starting to emerge, especially in these games that we've been casting over this previous week. We've seen a whole lot of Severe, we've seen a whole lot of Graves, and we've seen a whole lot of Corki. And so you're right, as you see, potentially that Graves in the bot lane would be interesting, of course, because, I mean, Rittik's, I will never forget that game against Hard Random because it was, rarely you see an AD carry so aggressive because he gets so far ahead. Like always, an AD carry gets ahead, there's always that availability of him being shut down. And I see the eyes raised, and you're absolutely right. That's a ban that we've kind of overlooked. We've seen it missing. I mean, again, the Annie ban came in. That normally would have been a LeBlanc.
Yeah, I'm surprised by LeBlanc getting through, actually, now that I think about it, because LeBlanc's been banned away in almost every single game.
Every single time.
And maybe they forgot about it too. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah. I was just thinking they need to get Janna alongside Graves. And then like, absolutely must pick that in. But then, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Leal was very good on Syndra. I'm assuming he's probably going to be very good on LeBlanc as well. So, HWA, they were a cautious team. They were moving as a group last time around, and that's what LeBlanc doesn't want. She's no good at picking off people in groups. Well, unless she's completely fed, in which case she would just go in and kill the whole group. But, yeah, this is it's a good pick. It's a strong, solid pick, but it's a scary blind pick. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of things, a lot of counterplay to LeBlanc now, and I mean, she is very incredibly strong, especially when she gets a couple of kills. But we'll see what the response is from HWA. And at this stage, it's just securing the Janna pick, which of course I have no doubt BPI would select if they were given the chance. So that's the case of the HWA taking that away from BPI, as well as the Pantheon, which was really the only jungler we'd expecting to see, almost guaranteed to see at this stage.
No Olaf this time. It's
no Olaf, no.
He had such a good performance on it as well. But we're having to switch up maybe. We'll see. We'll come to that in a moment. But the Janna pick, very solid. We saw it in the Lelouch on it last time around. Did a great performance. No doubt about it. Janna is the #1 support right now in the game. Gnar as well in the top lane. So at the moment, HWA, they have what's considered one of the top tier laners.
Yep.
What's considered one of the top tier supports, and what's considered to be one of the top tier junglers. So at the moment, I think they're probably pretty happy with their picks.
How have they kind of snuck that through?
They're going to get one of the top tier ADs as well.
That's what I was just about to say.
Can't stop that.
There's a Severe and a Corki to choose from. What are they going to do about that?
And then there's also Xerath out there to possibly go for as well.
So this is going incredibly well for HWA.
Yeah.
BPI, they've got a couple of picks that, I mean, could go in their favor. The Vi, of course, secured now for the jungler, and we are going to be seeing Nasus on Lissandra, which I've already highlighted, and I will always highlight that he was incredibly strong. I feel like he was integral to BPI's success in previous games. So in that sense, that's a good pick for them. But again, you're right. HWA, they've got 2 freebies.
Yeah, it feels a little disjointed for BPI. It's like, oh, this is available. Get it.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is all right. I like this.
Wait a minute. Anyone want to play it? Yeah. And actually, you think I'm joking. I know teams actually do that. They will lock in a first champion like, oh, this is available. Anyone want it? No. We don't want it.
That wasn't
you play it. You picked it.
You got the notebook out like, this wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah. I mean, maybe with coaches it won't be quite so haphazard. Oh, God, we forgot about Kassadin as well.
That's it.
But Corki, this is no surprise. We talked about Zeitnot. Graves was going to get locked in. He played Corki to great success in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. He's a solid Corki player. 3-4-12 and 5-3-7. So, yeah, pretty good stats overall. Not like end of the world, like, oh my God, he's got Corki, we're doomed setting, but pretty solid overall. Kassadin getting locked in. Didn't see any Kassadin coming out of, I'm assuming this is going to be WTC, which is interesting in itself in mid laner, but it's a solid mid lane pick against the LeBlanc because you just shield yourself. He's going to come out here, shield yourself.
No, you said that. Picking a LeBlanc's a risky maneuver, and I don't think we'd have seen WTC pick it up. I feel like perhaps that's a bit of a mistake from BPI, and now turning their attention to the support, we may be seeing a fresh face in that bot lane. They're hovering over Lulu, and let's just address what Lulu could. Before we even do that, thank you very much. They snatched my dreams away, and they actually lock in the Nami.
Well, I'm not sure they're my dreams to see us support Lulu.
I
saw enough of that back last year.
You've had enough.
So
that's true.
I'm done with Lulu. Seen far too much of an annoying laugh. And, hello, Faye, if you're watching, the person that actually does the voice for Lulu. She said to me, it says they just asked me to do the most obnoxious sounds I could ever make, and that's exactly what they recorded for Lulu. So
close second to Lux, I think. That laugh cuts
yeah. So it's pretty horrific stuff. But let's have a look at the team comp overall.
Yeah.
HWA. If you were to give this team comp to any team and literally offer them from pick and bans, do you want this team comp? I'm pretty sure they'll take it because they have a solid choice of champions. The only one difference in there is probably Kassadin. I would expect to see slightly different mid laners, but of course, when LeBlanc's on the other side, you have to play it cautiously. BPI, on the other hand, they do have a very good team. They really do have a very good team. They've got the AE lockup from both the Wave and Lissandra in there, and then LeBlanc can get picking people off. Vi can lock people down. You've got the AE damage coming out from Graves. So
indeed.
Let's not rule them out. They have a fantastic team here, but they've also given HWA a fantastic team.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think composition-wise, it does, of course, favour HWA because you're right. 4 of the 5 would be in that top 3 for every single lane that they're in. You're right. And Kassadin, again, if you were sat there saying, what would you pick into a LeBlanc? Kassadin's in that top 3. So, I mean, they've got everything that they really were after. BPI, again, you said it looked a little disjointed, and I think it's a case of Rittix, he's on what he loves. He's very strong Graves. He got that masterwork. That's pretty much all we've seen masterwork on alongside Janna. So that bot lane's comfortable for BPI. They've got that comfortable bot lane, but so has HWA. We've seen Zeet not on Corki before, and I think that's going to be a featured matchup for us, is just seeing how effective the bot lane for BPI is. If they can get an early lead, I mean, I will never forget Rittix being so strong in that bot lane. If he can do it again, as I realize we are into game, and we should probably throw you into the rift as I just get a little carried away with that bot lane. I was really weird to talk about that. But we're actually 40 seconds in, and we should do a quick rundown of those rosters to remind you guys at home.
Yeah, so, of course, if you just joined us, this is the semi-finals of the League of Legends Turkish International Invitational. And, of course, it does mean it is going to be HWA, who are 1-0 up against BPI. For HWA, let's give you a quick roster rundown. Fabulous in the top lane. You may recognize him from his days in Dark Passage. He was at the World Championships over in Taipei as well. Unfortunately for him, he was in the group against the eventual winners, Samsung White. Zeitnot being pursued by Rittix, actually, in towards those Krugs. He's going a little bit deep on this one. We'll see. We'll keep our eyes on that one. But yeah, Fabulous. He is on Stomagod, or Stomaged.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, Stomaged. He's having a... See, they're even laughing at me. That's a bit rude, isn't it? He's on Pantheon, of course. We'll see any man drops, see if they're successful. In the mid lane, it is WTCN, and he is on the Kassadin. Meanwhile, Zeitnot on Corki alongside Lelouch in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and BPI side of things, quick roster for you. Nasus in that top lane on Lissandra. That sounds so odd to say, but he's going to be aiding Crimson and clear up that red buff. Starting red buff, though, not opting for the Krug start, and that's an interesting in itself, and not the same story in that bot lane, as we should probably have a little look down there. You can see already snatching away one of the Krugs, BPI forcing them back from that and then not letting them have that advantage. Of course, BPI don't get that advantage. They could have started Gromp, but we've actually seen from past experience that actually Gromp does do a lot more damage at the start.
Yeah, Zeitnot managed to just about get the experience away there, but he didn't get the big Krug, which was the main thing that happened. So BPI will be fairly happy with their engage there. They were trying to obviously steal away. You saw the bookshot come out, so they tried to just steal away their experience and goal, but didn't quite work out for them.
Crimson.
As it stands. Crimson, yeah, a bit of a dive in that mid lane early on, trying to shut down WTC, and that's what they have to do. They have to try and keep Casting on his toes, but he's just going to farm with that North Sphere.
Yeah, he's going to keep doing that. And I mean, Casting, when he goes for that Crystalline Flask and the health pots, somehow he has 4 health pots for that start. As they're kicking this one off, he just needs to sustain, needs to brave going in for that CS. Of course, as you're a melee up against LeBlanc, it can be difficult, but when you have that magic shield, you're absolutely right. He's going to be able to weather the storm of LeBlanc in the early game.
Meganar from Fabulous. We'll see how this one works out for him. Oh, gets a stun straight away, and Nasus I'm going to say what I was a little confused why Nasus on the Sandra was getting so close. You can see he can turn around a good bit of damage, but that's because Fabulous is tanking up all the minions as well there. But we'll see how this one works out for him, whether he goes differently. We've seen a couple of different Gnar builds already today. Lelouch caught out with a good bubble there from Masterwork, and Ritik sadly wasn't on the same page, so the supports... Oh, now he's going to try and get a bit of damage, but the Howling Gale reacts, and Zeitnot turns some damage back nicely on towards him. In comes Pantheon. Stomach having to use the heal to speed themselves up there. They
were so cautious, and a great presence there from Pantheon, of course, just walking his lane, forcing that summoner just by showing his face, showing his helmet, I should say. Yeah, so you can't see any of Pantheon's face. And now Leal and Crimson, where are you guys going? They're going on a wild adventure. WTC surely communicating to his jungler that you should probably be a bit cautious around that Krugs area.
That's exactly what he's doing, though. And this is actually giving time for the mid lane to WTC. I mean, he's not going to be too upset about losing a single Krug. He's perfectly safe. It does, of course, give Crimson that, but the mid lane is getting free farm right now, and he's 21-12 ahead of Leal.
Yeah, and talking of mid laners, this is not any mid laner. This is Kassadin, one of those champions you do not want to give a CS lead early. You should almost always have a CS lead against a Kassadin. I mean, I guess you're on LeBlanc. I guess it's more difficult because LeBlanc in itself can struggle to maintain CS. But regardless, it's still feels like a bit of a overinvestment from BPI.
Absolutely. I mean, I get it. They wanted to get a kill early on Leal. That's what they were trying to do, but
didn't pay off.
It was so obvious that they were doing it. It was not exactly a sneaky move. And so look at the advantage it's given him, though. 29-13, doubled his CS, and he's just quite happy to farm now. This is a big mistake by BPI early on.
It's a huge mistake. It's a slip up from them, and we'll see how much that kind of goes on to bite them in the back. Bite them in the back if it wanted to. As Zeitnot and Lelouch just going to be hanging out.
Just trying to bite you in the back.
I was going to say, I mean, whatever he wants to bite. Masterwork and Ritix just hanging out in this bot lane. They're doing pretty well to maintain this CS lead. Corki and Graves, this matchup we've seen time and time again, and it doesn't seem to always go one way. I feel like I want to be able to say, oh, Graves early can apply pressure to Zeitnot, but I mean, it doesn't always go that way. It seems to be very much based on the supports. We highlighted that before. Masterwork and Lelouch really the determining factors in the early game for this bot lane.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. We did have Crimson hovering over that top lane. He's still kind of there in the tri-bush. I don't think he's going to go for it. I think he's just going to go back to the Krugs. Maybe offering some moral support, I feel, to...
giving him a wave with his big hands.
Top there. I'm here, buddy. I'm here. Of course, we do see Fabulous. He's just lingering in the bush at the top there. But look, LeBlanc's had to go back, forced away. Still, double a CS for WTC. This is a huge advantage for a Kassadin against the LeBlanc.
Yeah, and you know what that means? He's going to be hitting 6 now, 6 minutes in. And that's a big deal. We're going to be seeing a roaming cast in. He hasn't even gone back to buy yet. LeBlanc forced out of this lane at level 5, and so that's a big deal.
He's not missed much CS at all. 50 CS. He's ahead of everyone, including everyone that's just been farming. He's literally been given free reign, and he's like, well, actually, probably don't really need to go back right now. Phoenix Codex picked up. Oh, top lane. That's just going down. Fabulous was there. Crimson is going to come up, but not going to get involved in this one.
Yeah, and we do see first blood, and I missed it. The curse of the Observer, missing that first blood. Or the Rookie Observer, I should say. The curse of the Rookie Observer. As Crimson just going to have to fill in and to deal with that wave as Nasus just going to be respawning any second now. He's got his TP, probably going to be forced. Yeah, he's going to be TPing straight to lane in order to not miss out on anything. And actually, oh, dearie me. With WTC, he's got no items. He's surely going to go down. He does. And that is the power of Phoenix Codex and a Doran's Blade. Doran's Ring, sorry. As, that was a little cocky from WTC. There was no other way to say it. He shouldn't have been in lane there.
Extremely cocky. Yeah, no doubt about it. He could have gone back a long time ago, and that's actually just completely mitigated the advantage he'd grown. So that is a problem that a rookie player would make, and not a player at this level that should be making. Oh dear, Lelouch called out there. Good Aqua Prison, but it's a good Howling Gale to respond. The Ignite should be enough to take him down. He's got no heal. Oh, the shield will keep him alive. I thought he'd already used it, actually, but it came off cooldown. Gets it back on.
Gets it back on, and the lane's just going to keep sustained up thanks to Masterwork. His mana bar's looking a little worse for wear, but they can stick around. As in the meantime, actually, in that top lane, Crimson has been hanging around for a while, but level 4, he's laughing at him. I think he knows he's made a very wise assumption. In fact, Fabulous. I don't know if he's just celebrating from the previous game. Look at that, look, warding into there. He knew Crimson already. He knew there was a presence in that top lane.
Yeah.
And he just sits pretty, continues to see it, CS away, 58-57. And in the previous time we saw this matchup, the previous time we saw Gnar versus Lissandra, we did see the first Hex Drinker picked up. And I guess it makes sense. It's a defensive item. It also gives him that AD that he needs, and it's perfect to kind of continue that lane for Gnar.
Yeah, it works out well. It's interesting. We've had different approaches to Gnar. I mean, some players will go full tank, and personally I think that probably works the best. And some players will go damage, which is where you can see he's got the double Doran's Ring and a Hex Drinker. So clearly that's the route he's chosen to go. WTC in this mid lane, let's see how he handles this, how his cockiness, his overconfidence has turned around to bite his pride a little bit here. And if he was going for that Rod of Ages, if he was going for that Catalyst, why not just go back early? Why did he stick around? But we'll see. He's still got a good farm. He's still miles ahead in that, 28 CS ahead of Lille. But that, of course, extra kill will give him that. Tip him back in that favour. Yeah,
16 CS is the equivalent to a kill, so you can do the maths because I'm awful at it. 58 now, so 58-73, still a considerable advantage to WTC as Lille makes an appearance around the Dragon Pit. I don't think we're going to be seeing too much action there already, but look at the damage being exerted already. The chain does connect and gets the stun onto WTC. He's going to be backing away from that one. And a pretty even exchange between those two mid laners, which could be an issue. I was about to say, with the Riftwalk available, WTC can pursue Crimson there.
He's going for the blue buff, and he knows it, and he's going to force him to cause problem. It could, of course, mean Crimson comes across, but Lille will get that blue buff. He needed the support a little bit earlier. Mandrop was available. You know, I feel they could have gone for that. They could have committed.
I think you're right. I think Stormage a little bit passive, perhaps just wanted to pick up his buff. He had the potential to really force a fight there that I don't think BPI wanted to fight. No way, no how. And BPI backing away once again, just letting Lille farm away. He's doing a considerably good job, as LeBlanc under turret. It can be difficult for LeBlanc to maintain CS. Of course, these guys at the highest level, they know what they're doing. As Lille just picking it away. He has the blue buff, which enables him to farm a little easier. WTC still being aggressive with that Null Sphere.
Oh, that chain not going to quite keep him inside tower range. Yeah, and the minion doing a good job for him as well. He's still been a little cocky here, I feel, WTC. He had a good exchange a moment ago, but he's got to realize that is now a lot of cooldowns on Lille, and he has Ignite back. So he could indeed engage and burst him down. Instead, he's going to go back. He's going to complete that Morale-Nomicon, and that will start being a problem for WTC.
Yeah, no doubt about it. WTC, of course, when you bring in Rod of Ages, it's a safety maneuver for casting. It's something you see almost entirely. It's very common on casting. Let's talk about that in a second. Zynot's in trouble. Look at that aggressive Valkyrie. Was that a mistake? What is he doing? Flashes away as well. Oh, Lelouch, you're in trouble as well. Ritix is just going to be raining down, and no, chooses not to, so they know the man drop is a potential. And here comes Storm. He's going to be trying to do damage. There's only support to damage them as well alongside him, but it's all it needs. And Masterwork does go down in response. And strong man drop from Stormage. We wondered why he didn't do it before. Perhaps he was saving it for a counter gank.
Yeah, mid lane was also aggressed on there, so we did see WTC turn around that aggression. He has got Ignite available. He could go for the kill here. Tried. Didn't quite get in Ignite range. Got into that Null Sphere range. He did have Flash available. He could have pursued that, but
Crimson actually, was there. I think that's the right call.
Lille had a Flash as well, so wasn't enough. Meanwhile, top tower going down. Fabulous. He's dominating this lane.
Yeah, he is. Gnar versus Lissandra, one solo kill picked up already. And it's probably going to continue to go this way. Nasus, we haven't seen that presence that he had previously. We haven't seen him using that TP offensively just yet. In the meantime, though, Crimson in trouble. The Riftwalk's going to be closing that gap so easily, but WTC could be in trouble. Stormage is tanking that turret, though, and he's going to get away with, get away with his life. Claw coming in from Nasus. This is exactly what we were talking about. He uses his TP, doesn't pay off this time. And HWA, they are taunting away. They are rubbing salt into the wound for BPI.
Laughing. There's nothing worse than an enemy laughing at you. That is horrific. Look at LeBlanc. He's going to try and come around and get WTC here. And actually, Pantheon is covering him off well. It would be... I don't think they've even got enough to take the tower down here.
Why is WTC
He's got the shield for the second. What? Shield's on
What is
him.
he doing?
Wow, that
He's
was so
sticking
close to
around.
picking him off. They're going to try and go in. They do get the lockup, and look at that. LeBlanc turns it around. They could even get Fabulous down here as well. He goes in, gets himself the kill, but at what cost? Could go down here, but he's not done. Just look at this. WTC is back.
Why is this man still in lane? There's a LeBlanc, for heaven's sake.
He's got Flash and Ignite. I would
okay.
go for it. I don't know about me, but
Yeah.
I'd totally go for
He's
that.
doing this on purpose.
I know, he's trying to bait him in, but yeah, he's
Leo's
laughing.
not falling
It's like,
for it.
yeah, no, that's good. He's just been taunted, just been laughed at, does it back to them. Fair play to them. It's 4-4. We just missed the kill in the bot lane.
Oh, 4-4, and with the kills level, so should be the goal. Of course, the turret picked up as well as a pretty considerable CS lead in most of the lanes. You see a slight one in that bottom lane, 10 CS separating the two AD carries. In the top lane, even more so, 113 to 98. And even in that mid lane, 40 CS. That's a whole chunk of gold as well.
Yeah, big chunk of change. So, Dragon a potential target for BPI here. They are going to pink ward it and realize, well, we are safe to go for it. Pantheon is nearby. They have a good tri-bush ward, so they'll see him there. But I think this is going to get picked up fairly cleanly by BPI. Yep, no one's anywhere near it. They just about spot it now, and they're too late.
Yeah, they do have the ward, though, so they do manage to get the timer on that one. Of course, they could have done that manually themselves, but all easy for them. BPI picked that one up. Going to close the gap slightly, but of course, we were talking about gold. We were talking about dragons, and by picking up the dragon, it is an advantage to them, but it doesn't stop the CS and kill lead, or CS and gold lead in favor of HWA.
So let's see how this battle works out. They did give another kill, of course, to Lille. Lille being the prime factor in the last matchup. He screwed up his combo a little bit there. WTC made him pay for it. Didn't get too much damage down, though. Hadn't built up that force pulse too much, so it didn't really burst him out as much as he'd like. But it has been a giant advantage for WTC in this lane. There's another trade.
Oh,
These trades are close. They're close, and I got a feeling that it's WTC that's going to come out on top, while Lille will be able to pick people off. The rest of the team are gaining advantages for HWA.
yeah, and talking of advantages, look at Fabulous's positioning. He is so pushed up. No wards in the enemy jungle. He's so confident that they're not going to address his lane. He's just pushing up, forcing Nasus to a bad position, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, and that's, I think, that's down to WTC just putting so much pressure on Lille. They know that they're having to stick around there. Again, we've seen those blinking icons. Zeitnot on this Corki, trying to get that Triforce complete. It's a different build from Mythics. He went for that Brutalizer along with the BF sword, so wanted that damage early. Trying to bully him out there. Oh, God, there's the Mimic being popped once again. Lille going for this one. He's going to flash in. Is he going to pop the Ignite? Didn't go for Ignite. Interesting.
Lots of questionable plays being brought out in this mid lane. I mean, and WTC, he knew he was in trouble. He knew he didn't have damage. Rift flashing away. That shows just how cautious he was of the LeBlanc. He knew the potential damage that Lille can output. And actually, in the meantime, we're seeing a very low health Graves. He's being pursued by a Valkyrie Corki. He's going to get away. No health, no mana. And looks like Crimson is on his way to back him up.
Yeah, also I saw LeBlanc. Lille was making his way down there and realized, I think the call had come out to not go for it. Instead, he dives on the mid lane.
Yeah, not worth.
Did not get the Ignite down. Doesn't matter. Pantheon cuts in there. There's the lockup. Zeitnot's going to be the focus target. But look at that. The slam from Fabulous punts him back on the wall. And Zeitnot's clean once again. And HWA, their team fighting is second to none. They have full control every time, no matter what champions they play.
It's just a communication issue. These guys have been together for over a year. We were talking about these new lineups that saying, you know, it can be difficult to communicate. You can make mistakes. And in team fights like this, SK Prime, they're a new lineup. They didn't have that the team fight. So to HWA, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They're so strong.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Not a year for Fabulous, I'll give you that, but a year for the rest of the team.
Sorry.
Maybe. He has obviously joined after the World Championships when Dark Passage sadly split apart as a team, despite the fact they got to that World Championships. They were so demoralized by facing Samsung White, as were the rest of the world, it seems, because they completely demolished. And in fact, they were so good they decided to just disband afterwards,
Forced teams to disband.
which was a shame. But nonetheless, Samsung, of course, are back in their new form. Not quite the one we'd recognise, though, and certainly not doing anywhere near as good as previous. But back on track onto this tournament, BPI are, well, they're in trouble, honestly. They're in danger of going out of the tournament right now. Masterwork does get a little bit of return on towards WTC, but that's about it, because this mid lane turret is so close to going down that I feel that HWA could take it at any moment they like.
it does feel like it's just a question of time rather than if. As you can see, WTC going to be picking up that blue buff. Going to give him that regen that Kassadin does desire, especially when Riftwalk getting so expensive so quickly in terms of mana cost, of course. I don't think he's paying gold for his Riftwalks.
Here's the mid lane. They're going in for it. They're going to clean out the pink ward. They've spotted it. They're just going to group up 5 members. In come the AD carry and support. Lelouch with Zeitnot. And they will just move in and take that turret down. Nothing that BPI can do about this one. So, third turret, of the game going down. And now, with 5 members of HWA, just under 2 minutes before the Dragon, they should set up. They just had to back away because Ritix caused them a problem down the bottom, but they might close on Ritix. They're going to try catch on him. They've caught him out, and Zeitnot takes him down.
God, separated from the pack, and Ritix paying the full price, going down. And of course, that's just going to open the door to HWA, who they're like, oh, we can't quite contest this mid. Oh, we can now. AD carries down. Oh, look at Fabulous. What is he doing? Gets the knock up. Here comes the man drop as well. Pantheon makes an appearance. Gets knocked up immediately, though, by Masterwork. And they're hunting Leal, but I don't think he's going to be able to find him. WTC on the prowl. In the meantime, though, Fabulous going incredibly low. Nasus considering the push. He does have that gap closer. He does have the claw available. But in the meantime, as I think they get away from this one, 2 kills and such an aggressive, fantastic performance from HWA and Fabulous.
Yeah, great dive there. That's the power. HWA's teamwork working once again in their favor. Leal did get away with his life, only just. He managed to dash into a bush, and he wasn't the one that WTC checked. While that was all happening, Zeitnot, he was down the bot lane farming. He managed to get himself a good wave. That will get caught up by Ritix, but it was enough. He got himself that kill on Ritix as well, so he can go back and buy himself the the Sorcerer's Boots. And still no Infinity Edge for Ritix.
Yeah, this is a huge item advantage, of course. Triforce and Sorc Boots are of course, the core to Corki, but that's when the power spike really hits. That's when you're going to be seeing big chunks of damage taken out of Graves. And Ritix, it takes a little longer for him. He's got a Brutalizer. He's not quite completed that IE. And look at the mid laner. Look at actually Leal here, who's being forced to push away, not being able to pick up the CS just because of this presence of this cute and cuddly Gnar. As I say that, though, he's about to transform and become the beast as he continues to push away.
Yeah, and there's obviously a free farming Kassadin along the top line.
That's another thing worth highlighting,
which
of course.
Which is not something you want to let happen. He's already got 1,600 gold built up, and he's continuing to just plow on through with that Rod of Ages. 1,700 and counting, and nobody is challenging him. Dragon spawns, Baron up in 10 seconds. That's not going to be the focus, though. Dragon will be. Ooh, Crimson going. What?
Going, gone. He's just gets eliminated.
Going. Yeah, just gone. That, I don't think he was expecting that. I mean, he's got a cloth armor. That is your defensive item, and a Ninja Tabby. Not really going to work against jumping in against 4 people.
And I don't understand his decision to go Warrior. He is a tank. He is the tank for BPI. Look at that lineup. That's all they have. And he's opted to go for an aggressive Vi build, which, I mean, Crumbs will tell you, it can go pretty horribly wrong.
Yeah, that's... I don't understand that one. I mean, I think they were trying to catch out. They thought they caught Lelouch out of position. But I don't think they realized. I mean, they should have realized. It's like, hey, Dragon spawned. I wonder if there's more members of HWA around here. Well, surprise, 4 of them, and he just got popped.
He did. I mean, the damage.
Mid lane. They're diving on. Lil going on towards WTC. The bottom turret is going down as well. And HWA, they are in full control once again. This could be a 2-0.
It could be. And, of course, HWA going to be looking to wrap this one up so very quickly. Of course, we know how clinical HWA can be, though, and I don't think we're going to be seeing them finish this one any differently. I don't think they're going to change it. They're going to see exactly the same process. HWA playing it clinically, take the turrets when they can. I was about to say don't force the fights, but look at him going straight onto Crimson. The damage is done. Actually flashing away from that one. But Crimson recalling on a ward. He knows exactly what's coming, and that is it. 1 dead Vi, and now potentially 1 dead Kassadin in response. A lot of ultimates committed to that one, though. That's the big Nasus ultimate down. Or that sounds so weird. Lysandra ultimate from Nasus as...
I hate that name.
Oh, it's a horrible name. We should start calling him Uno, or whatever the second part of his name is. Either way.
Fabulous is about to change. He's going in towards them. Will he manage to turn into Mega Gnar in time? There it is. It's going to come out. Will he be able to pounce on towards Ritix? Ritix just about dashes away. The tower goes down nonetheless. And now they are 5-0. I think, did BPI get a tower in last game? I think they got 1, didn't they? They maybe got 1, maybe 2 at the end there. Okay, so I'll give them a little bit of credit, but it's 5-0 once again. So again, no turrets. Laning phase for BPI is just not working.
It's not at all, and I mean, we've highlighted already, turrets so important. We talk about objectives. Yes, they're getting dragons, and they're leading in CS as well, but these turrets, 5-0. That is how you get an advantage at this stage in the game. And we hear a squeal from Lee. As you can see, Zeetnot's going aggressive. He wants to take down Leal, and he takes down the Mimic.
That was Leal actually going aggressive on
he wanted to take down
while
Zeitnot.
He was trying to back away. And it didn't turn around. It always surprises me, like, people get caught out by the burst potential that Corki has. Oh, man drop coming in. Ritix, time to run, buddy. He's going to get pounced on. Tower damage not going to be enough. Oh, Stormguard might get taken down. Assault Battery should finish him off. Oh, the Janna heals enough. It will be a double kill, and now WTC cleans up. That's going to be the inhib turret going down. And HWA have turned around an attack from Leal on the AD carry to taking the inhib turret and the inhib.
Oh, you playing LeBlanc. Oh no, Nasus gets caught out as well. Another time of force, 35 seconds. And HWA, somebody needs to stop them. They just have so much momentum. And I mean, this isn't uncharacteristic of HWA. They're sticking around in the base. They want to finish this right now.
Yeah, this is very uncharacteristic. They're normally very cautious. The last 2, 3, 4 matches we've seen them play, and they've been very cautious. They've taken down one Nexus turret. I think they're going to back away now. Yeah, they're not going to stick around. They don't really have the minions. Oh, Stomach got taken so low. Ritix trying to get on towards him, but not enough damage. Oh, and he's going to get taken down. They're trying to pursue the casting goes in. Can he get away? He's going to get himself a second. It's a double kill for Zeitnot, and now they could indeed push straight back in.
This is an overextension for BPI. It's an all too familiar tale. What are they doing? As now BPI surely going to get caught out once again. Nasus goes in though, evading the flash play from Fabulous. He's going to be put down to bed though. Zeitnot takes that one. Leal, what are you doing? Goes down as well.
This is horrific.
Look at the health bars. They've surrendered. They've had enough. And HWA finish in 2. HWA progress.
Wow. Just wow. That was all from Leal going aggressive on Zeitnot in the mid lane.